How much work did I have to do to get these high voltage amplifiers running off of my 400 volt electric vehicle traction battery, and is this easily reproducible? Great question. Would love to answer it. So, as I mentioned, about 3 years ago, I was the first in the world to try this. It's very dangerous, and I think I put out dozens of videos saying don't try this at home. There's a few reasons why. Electric vehicles have a safety circuitry called the high voltage interlock loop, which essentially detects whether or not the high voltage components were compromised. So, in a crash or for some other reason, if there's an issue with the actual components, with the wires, anything, there's a trigger which essentially turns the contactors off in the high voltage loop. In addition, Teslas like the Plaid have exploding charges on their fuses. So just like you have the airbag charges that explode to blow up an airbag, they actually do that on their fuse to make sure that the fuse and the entire high voltage line stops as quickly as possible and as few milliseconds as possible. 400, 800 volts, even a few milliseconds can kill you. So the way I actually did this is part of the trick of the trade here. Again, part of being first to try something means that you are innovating, you are trying something new, so there's a lot of time and effort I put into this. Now, I would be able to replicate this quite easily. I know what I've done, I know the gotchas, so I would be able to do this in another car easily. Uh, I can't speak for others. What I can say is that I have thought about submitting a provisional application for some of the safety systems and some of the things I've had to build to make this as safe as possible. I truly believe that in no time this will be common in electric vehicles, uh, installed by professionals with professional safety equipment that can guarantee the safety of all this. As I mentioned, as it is right now, if a normal person off the street, they're not an electrical engineer, don't have electrical knowledge, can absolutely kill themselves, can hurt themselves. Not fun. So, yes, I can reproduce it personally. I'm not going to speak on behalf of others. I don't encourage others to try it unless they know what they're doing. This is as dangerous as you can get here. Hopefully, this answers the question without sounding, I don't know, full of myself. There's no other way I could say it. Again, once I see somebody else running this off a high discharge rate lithium in an electric vehicle, I may change my tune, especially if it becomes prevalent. But until then, I keep saying there's absolutely an opportunity here to build a safety system that can be shipped, that can be a plug and play component in an electric vehicle to power all this. Um, Thought about doing that. I don't know if there's a market there. Maybe I'll do it myself or help somebody get there.